Chris Yandeck, CYInterview covering Las Vegas and the world. Today, CYInterview welcomes international artist and Las Vegas-based artist Johnathan Schultz. His art gallery is based here in the entertainment capital of the world. Johnathan, thanks for joining us today on CYInterview. How are you, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me, Chris. Doing well in yourself?
Nice. I'm doing well as well. And also with us today is former NFL star and Dancing with the Stars champion Rashad Jennings. He'll be here in Las Vegas leading up to football's biggest game of the year. Rashad, thanks for joining us today. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm amazing, man. I'm good.
Thank you so much for being on with us today. So, Johnathan, just to begin, why don't you tell us a little bit about the art that you're going to be debuting for the first time before football's biggest game of the year and how you're working with Rashad on this coming week?
So part of the art side of what I do is, promoting mental wellness, and I wanted to do something interactive. So I've got different pieces that I've put together from my artwork to help display my art. And secondly, I'm making them more interactive. The side that's very, very exciting and brings Rashad into the picture is the football and a painting. So I thought of a way to bring the sport and art into one, and we're going to have a gold canvas, so actual 23 karat gold on a canvas. And who better to show us how to throw a football covered in paint at a gold canvas than Rashad? And so that's kind of where that all comes together. Some of the other pieces are, very, very close to my heart, inspired from my roots and what I'm currently doing with the flowers and my next chapter, and never been seen before. One piece is literally still in the making. I'm busy finishing it for this event specifically. And it helps us look at ourselves and, get that importance of how important our dreams are and to really work at them.
Rashad, you, of course, away from the football field, have shown the world that you have many great artistic talents, of course, being a Dancing with the Stars champion. But in this realm where Johnathan Schultz is, what are your thoughts on his art and what are your thoughts on art in general?
Art is somebody's kind of expressive, release. I personally think, and we find different ways to release that. My art was doing it through the game of football, and so some people's arts are through communication, some people's arts are through, arts and craft. And so I think everybody has a beautiful art. It's very difficult to find your lane to express that. Being for me, it was a way to kind of conquer and motivate myself. I come from a little small town, Forest, Virginia. I had a 0.6 GPA at one point in time. I was a fifth string running back, overweight, just a little chubby kid going nowhere, saying I wanted to play in the NFL. And truly, it wasn't until I bought into the art of hard work and taking ownership and responsibility and stopped blaming people and pointing the finger at people. And that I really became a great artist, into which we know now as Rashad Jennings, a football player, and the artistic side that came out from Dancing with the Stars and winning that show, and the artistic side from writing, becoming a New York Times bestseller. So I think art is in us all. We just got to find a way to express it.
I'm going to get back to you in 1 second because I got some interesting thoughts. But first, I just want to ask Johnathan, how would you define and describe your art, Johnathan?
So my art runs in a almost different type of realm because I use a lot of gold and diamonds in my work. Almost every canvas has gold in it. And so I've been known as a luxury artist, but it's, going back to the roots, it's contemporary, and I incorporate different elements that aren't usually used in art. So that's where it gets that different feel to it. It's almost like living art, because when you look at a gold canvas in the sun, every time the sun moves, it changes how gold reflects that light. So it's almost like living art as well.
Gotcha. So, Rashad, here's what I'm going to say to you. You have the NFL career, but then you are able to expand out into these other entertainment realms. And of course, the podcast and the New York Times bestselling author. And I think what ends up happening to a lot of football players is once their career is over, there's like, well, what's next? But you obviously had that path to know that you're more than just a football player, that you've got all these other great talents. So, like, what was it inside yourself that knew that there was just a life for you after football?
My relationship with Jesus Christ. I never really, in the most kind-hearted way, and I think a lot of people get bad representations of Scripture. I never really consider myself a person that is supposed to just simply exist. I think I have a work to do here. And the more I learn about him and his kindness, and the more I learn about his connectivity, and the more I learn about his bravery, and it's so many things that really, for me personally, and I know, religion is a taboo thing and people can kind of take it one way or the other, but the more I learn, the mission is, to really save in a kind way. And I think, we got skills and talents, and we can use them ambitiously for our self-indictive ways, or we could use them to try to leave a legacy and do something better for people. And so all the good that I do, from charity work, from, helping people, or dedicating myself to any and everybody around me, it's funny because they love that side of me. And that's why people, would gravitate to me. And so, whenever I get a chance to tell somebody really what does that energy come from, I like to tell them the source.
Well, I'm just going to say one thing to you. I'm an independent thinker, and I believe people should have a right to believe whatever they want, as long as their beliefs are not harming other people. So if you want to believe in God, if you want to believe in 8 gods, if you want to believe in 20 gods, what is it to the next person in the world? We've got to let people believe what they want to believe in life, as long as they're not harming others.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more, man. 1,000.
So moving forward on that, Johnathan, let me ask you something about this. Speak about the art industry today. Like, who are the people that are buying art? Who are the people collecting art these days? I mean, and how are professional athletes linked to the art world? And I know that you know a few, and you've worked with a few besides Rashad.
Yes, so the art world has been changing over, the last couple of years. Who's coming into the space now? New purchases. A lot of new money, if you want to call it that, has started, coming into the space. You've got your younger generation that's been able to accumulate more wealth, and one of the places that they look at is the art space, the art world. So you've got that. Funny enough, there's been a lot more women that are purchasing art versus men.
Interesting.
And that usually used to be the opposite. And so you find it's been like a nice, healthy change in those dynamics. And I think there's a lot more individuals now that are looking at art in a different light than what they did before. So you'll have other individuals that will now save up a lot more because they realize, the future value of art and what it actually means, and they're educating themselves a lot more about it. So there's a lot more of a dynamic change that I've seen take place. And also you've got access to all artists online now as well. A lot of the artwork you just go online and you're able to purchase it. So it makes it more accessible and easier for others to actually, acquire it. On the sports side of it, I mean, I've been dealing with different, superstars, and like Rashad himself as well. And there's always this love for art when it comes to your sports players. And like Rashad said, like, their way of expressing themselves is, I could never catch a ball like an NFL player. I mean, I broke a finger from trying to catch a ball. So, you know, there's that difference. That's not my talent. Rashad can dance. I've got no rhythm. And so it's nice to interact with different individuals and to, you know, let them express themselves and then also enjoy the art that's, you know, that's either on display or, you know, something that we're going to be doing is, you know, there's other than the football activation, there's one where you'll take a flower and you're going to hook it onto the fence and help create this dilapidated fence into a beautiful work of art. And so I think, you know, doing things like that also help individuals express themselves in a different way that they're not used to as well.
Rashad, I got to ask you, thoughts on the big game being in Las Vegas for the first time, what it means to bring the entertainment capital of the world and football together. What are your thoughts on this upcoming week?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of money to me. Being made. That's exactly what I hear. Hotels making a lot of money, restaurants making a lot of money, bars, everything is going up. So Ubers and the whole economy of Vegas. I mean, it's going to be insane. And I think you know, that brand new stadium. Obviously, the two teams that we have coming, and also you not only are you going to have celebrities there. I mean, you got Taylor Swift coming. You know, the anticipation, like all these things included, it's going to be an epic game. And plus we have what a storyline, what a football storyline between Patrick Mahomes, the high of $500 million man versus a team that is paid, not just the quarterback. So it's going to be a great storyline. I'm excited to watch it.
Let me just ask you, because the reason I'm going to ask you this is because you have connections outside of the entertainment world, Hollywood, Dancing with the Stars, and a lot of other things. Like, what are your thoughts on the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing? I mean, this to me is just a great thing that adds more of a demographic to football and the crossover from sports to entertainment, which, as you know, a lot of people in sports want to cross over to entertainment. They never do, but you did. So I'd love your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Like for the viewership is amazing. It takes away this conversation. It adds more value to, you know, people watching and consuming football. It's a beautiful thing. Now, obviously, some people, you know, just simply, I don't want to see Taylor Swift. I just want to see the football game. No, you don't. You because you watch commercials for 30 seconds all the time. Like, and those 30 seconds are paid advertisers to get you to buy into whatever product they're selling. So the NFL is smart by they have a commercial with the inside of their own game now just by simply showing you Taylor Swift. So I think it's brilliant marketing, but I don't think it's, you know, and it's awesome that they found a relationship that they want to build on, and I'm cheering them on.
Let me ask you just one last thing, and then I'm going to close with Johnathan and one other thing for you. How did Dancing with the Stars change your life?
A lot. Like, that was the biggest surprise in my life that had one of the biggest impacts. I'd never even watched the show before being on it. I never even heard of it. I don't watch TV, but I'm always busy trying to be on it. It's pretty funny. When I was playing football, for one, I'm an autodidact. I'm addicted to learning new things, and I picked up a new art or craft every.
Oh, I love that too. Absolutely.
And the first off season, I picked up a guitar, learned how to play until I could get in the studio and make music. The next year, I learned magic tricks. I'm really good at it. The next year, I learned how to shoot archery. The next year, I learned Olympic style fencing, and I just wanted to learn how to dance because I went to one of my buddy's shindigs, and in the background of the TV was on, and a commercial, people were sliding across the floor, and I was like, "Yo, that looks amazing." Somebody said, "Oh, that's they're doing a cha-cha." I said, "What the heck is a cha-cha?" They said, "That's ballroom dancing." I'm like, "What in the world is ballroom dancing?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I want to learn." And I went to a local studio near me, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when I'm training every off season from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. After I Googled ballroom studio, went in, and I don't know the etiquettes or nothing. People all sitting there daintily. I'm walking in with a tank top. I come straight from the gym, not knowing anything. And the lady said, "Can we help you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm looking for the cha-cha." Like it's a person. Like, I don't even know what I'm asking. And she said, do you want to learn how to do the cha-cha? I said, yes. She said, you want public lessons or private? I said, definitely private. I don't want nobody seeing this. Sure enough, she said, we don't have any availability until 2 weeks from today. A week later, Dance with the Stars calls and said, you want to be on the show? I'm like, man, what a serendipitous thing, in which I was about to go pay to learn from a local ballroom studio, and they flew me out to learn from some of the best. And our first dance was a cha-cha. So it really tied me into another side of me. I love music, always have, but then I learned how to express myself through music. I still dance now and I teach it, and I encourage every single guy in the world to go ballroom dance.
Oh, I agree. The reality of what it comes down to at the end of the day is that that's something that I want to pursue soon enough and have always wanted to pursue. And guess what? Men who have rhythm and get outside their comfort zone, it's always good with the ladies. So there you go.
Plus is a plus.
It's a plus. It's a plus. Johnathan, one last question for you. Thoughts on the upcoming football week? And I'd love to get your thoughts on the Las Vegas art scene as a whole.
So upcoming football week, I think, is going to be crazy. I mean, we saw what happened with Formula One in Vegas. It was buzzing. Airports, I mean, even the private airports were like full. So I can almost guarantee that the same thing's going to happen. Vegas is going to be flooded with, just a lot of the whole country is going to come to Vegas. I think that's number one. It's gonna be literally what Vegas is, like the capital, for that week. And so I think we're going to see a lot of different type of individuals. I'm also interested to see, what everyone's going to be wearing at this, because often you'll find with something like this, it gets very creative as well with the buzzing week. So it's going to be interesting to see that, how they can actually, put a spin on things. And I think the art scene during a week like this, often you'll find that, people coming to Vegas will go look for art and go see, what is like out there in Vegas. There's different areas close to the Strip that you've got graffiti, you've got different galleries on the Strip, you've even got galleries in in the hotels. So I think there's going to be a lot of influx, and any of the, the local artists, if they're showing, I'm pretty sure they're going to get a good amount of exposure for themselves.
And thank you both for being on CYInterview today.
Hey, thank you as well. Appreciate.
Thank you for watching today's CYInterview segment from Las Vegas. Please hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button to be updated on all future CYInterview content from Las Vegas and beyond.